The movie opens with a burst of energy. Pailai, small but fierce, is crouched low, hands gripping the strap of her worn backpack. She's in the middle of a bustling Brooklyn street market, weaving between vendors, shoppers, and honking cars. Her eyes dart from one landmark to another, scanning for the coordinates on her geocaching app. The world here feels alive. Steam rising from food stalls, graffiti splashed across walls, the chatter of multiple languages in the air. In her ear, the faint beat of hip-hop mixes with her own quickened breathing. She's not just a kid. She's a hunter. Her fingers tap on her phone as she decodes the final clue. There it is, under the third step of the old brownstone on the corner. She grins, crouches, and pulls out a small, weathered tin box. Inside, the prize, a limited edition geocoin. Another victory for GeoQueen Pailai, her online treasure hunting alias. But victory doesn't last long. Her older brother Ione, E for short, calls from the sidewalk, arms crossed, shaking his head. He's 16, taller, cooler, and forever embarrassed by her antics. Seriously, Pailai? You ran through traffic for a coin. She shoots back. Not just a coin, the coin. Level up achieved. He sighs, muttering about how normal sisters don't chase imaginary treasures. The call to Hawaii. That evening, their mom Leilani is on the phone in the cramped Brooklyn apartment. The tone in her voice shifts from casual to worried. Their grandfather, Kimo, has had a heart attack back in Oahu. The kids overhear bits of the conversation. Stable for now. Needs family around. Maybe permanent move. Pailai freezes. Hawaii? That's not the plan. She's got tournaments, city life, friends. E's mind races too. What about his crew here? But Leilani's decision is lush green mountains rise in the distance. At the small airport, their grandfather Kimo is waiting, leaning on a cane but still radiating strength. His eyes crinkle when he smiles at them, though he notices the faint strain in his movements. Kimo's house sits at the edge of the countryside, wooden walls weathered by salt air, wind chimes swaying softly. Chickens wander freely in the yard. Inside, the furniture is simple but warm, decorated with family photos and traditional Hawaiian carvings. For Pailai, the first disappointment hits fast. No Wi-Fi strong enough for her geocaching servers. For E, it's the realization that the nearest mall is miles away. But both hide their feelings, at least for now. Days later, boredom drives Pailai to explore the house. She climbs a narrow ladder into the dusty attic, beams of sunlight catching floating particles in the air. There, under a tarp, she finds an old trunk. It creaks open to reveal maps, journals, and strange old coins. One journal in particular catches her eye. The leather cover is cracked, the pages yellowed, the handwriting looping and ornate. A name is scrawled on the first page. Monks. As she flips through, she finds drawings of the Hawaiian coastline, riddles written in a mix of English and Old Hawaiian, and a map with a marked X. Her pulse quickens. This isn't just a story. This is a real treasure map. Pailai takes the journal outside, where she meets Casper, a local boy about her age. He's shy, wears glasses, and carries himself like someone who's read more books than he's had adventures. But when he sees the journal, his eyes widen. This is wow. Do you even know who Monks was? Pailai shrugs. Casper explains that Monks was part of an old shipwreck legend, tied to he overhears and laughs it off. Great ghost pirates. Fun bedtime story. But despite his sarcasm, something in him is curious. That night, Pailai studies the journal under a flickering desk lamp. The first riddle talks about the place where the mountain drinks the sea. A reference Casper says could mean a hidden cove. Early the next morning, Pailai convinces Casper to join her. He tags along reluctantly, more to make sure Pylai doesn't fall into a volcano than because he believes her. They bike down dirt roads, through palm groves, until they reach a cliffside overlooking a turquoise bay. Using the journal's sketches, Pylai spots a rock formation shaped like a turtle. Beneath it, hidden in a hollow, is the next clue, a carved wooden pendant with strange markings. Deeper into the island. From here, the journey escalates. Each clue leads them deeper into parts of Oahu few tourists see. Moss-covered temples, narrow lava tubes, and towering waterfalls. Along the way, he starts to open up to Hannah, a confident local girl who teases him mercilessly, but also teaches him bits of Hawaiian culture. The siblings bicker but also protect each other. Pylai's quick thinking gets them across a rope bridge when one plank snaps, and E's strength pulls her up when she slips climbing a wet rock face. Encounters with the past. Intercut with their journey are flashbacks of Monk's crew, scenes of betrayal, maps hastily drawn in candlelight, and whispers about hiding the treasure before the night marchers could claim it. These sequences give the sense that the kids are walking through living history. One night, camping in a cave, they hear distant chanting and the sound of drums. Casper whispers, "Night marchers." The group stays absolutely still until the sounds fade. In the center, chests filled with gold coins, jeweled artifacts, and carved idols. The air feels heavy, almost sacred. Pylai's first instinct is awe, not greed. Casper warns that taking anything could bring a curse. He surprises everyone by agreeing. It's not ours, it's theirs. They take only a rubbing of one carved tablet, proof of their discovery without disturbing it. Returning to Kimo's house, they share their story. Kimo listens quietly, pride in his eyes. He tells them the real treasure was reconnecting with their roots, learning that adventure isn't always about what you take, but what you learn. E and Pylai, once constantly at odds, now share inside jokes. Pylai writes a final entry in her own journal. "Today I found treasure, not gold but family, and that's worth more than anything I could ever log online. Sometimes the greatest journeys take us home, and sometimes the treasure we're chasing is the family waiting for us there."